Escape from the prison planet. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You have took the red pill. And we're talking with Gerald Celente of the Trends Research Institute. And I mean, this information is basically like gold dust. I mean, the Trends Research Institute has got a record second to none. I was looking at the predictions made on the website, trendsresearch.com. And you can go down the list and see the source of when that prediction was made and the fact that it actually came true 2 or 3 years later. And I mean, the accuracy is just stunning. It's out of this world, which is why many people are turning to Gerald Celente for clues about how this greatest depression, as he calls it, is going to unfold over the next couple of years. Gerald, looking forward to 2012, you state in the most recent issue of the Trends Journal that we're going to see this third party rise to prominence and lead a kind of backlash against this collapse. You say it's going to be helped by online bloggers and also the independent internet-based media who will wield as much influence as the corporate press. But what I want to know is, this new political party that you say is going to emerge, is this going to be the Tea Party? Is it going to be the Libertarians? Or is it going to be something new that we see emerge as this meltdown gets worse over the next couple of years?
We think it's definitely not going to be the Tea Party. The Tea Party has been co-opted by the Republican Party, as we all know, and special investment interests. So it's not going to be that at all. But it's very significant to understand that, as you mentioned, and actually it was in 2007, with Top Trends, we came up with tax revolts, and we called it the Coalition of the Cash-Strapped. And when you would go back then and think that there would have been another party, people thought we were crazy, that Americans would never get off their lazy boys and out onto the streets. So it's significant with the Tea Party to show how viable the movement is and how deep the anger is. Here's what I see as a new third party. I was talking about the poisoned food that they're feeding the people. If you want to talk about, you know, one of my lines is mass-produced, mass-consumed, mass murder. So to me, food is a very important issue. Water, as I listen to your advertisements, a very important issue. The air we breathe, the environmental issues. Let's not be children about this or get caught up as these crazies talk about tree huggers. We're talking about living, you know, essentially in an environment that's healthy for us. You're not a tree hugger, you're just intelligent. So on that aspect, we look at a party that's, those things are important without taking, you know, an extreme view on some of those issues. On the other aspect, libertarian, in terms of government staying out of our bedrooms and staying out of other countries. Try that one on for size. So libertarian in the sense of also a Ron Paul in terms of the Federal Reserve owning our country and along with the central bankers who they represent. So I would call it, and I know this word sounds dirty to some conservatives because they're misconstruing the meaning of the word, we call it progressive libertarian. A Ralph Nader on one end when it comes to environmental and food issues, and a Ron Paul on the other end when it comes to libertarian issues. A blending of those two. That's what we see as a major party forming by 2012.
That's very interesting because even now we have major candidates. For example, Sharon Angle, who bills herself as a Tea Party candidate. She's taking on Harry Reid, who of course is, you know, one of the most powerful Democrats out there. And one of her main issues is getting fluoride out of the water supply. So now several of these Tea Party candidates, not to dismiss the fact, as you said, that the leadership of the Tea Party has been infiltrated by the Republicans, but a lot of the Tea Party candidates are embracing this healthy food and water angle as part of their platform for the upcoming midterm elections. We're going to go to callers now for Gerald Celente, and the first one is Joe in Pennsylvania. Joe, what's your question for Gerald today?
Hi, I just wanted to say what you were just talking about. I do agree with that 100% about the food and the water and how, you know, we definitely need to get smarter about how we go about producing our food. But my question is a twofold question, and it is regarding the music industry, back to your discussion about culture. I am a musician myself, and over the years, what I've learned is that obviously, you know, the global elite run the entertainment industry as well, and basically what I've learned is if you aren't willing to play their game, you know, you're not going to have any success with it. And I have a specific question about one particular thing, and this is a trend that I guess has increased over the last few years, in particular the music industry. There's a lot of rumors of, you know, people selling their souls, people actually committing blood sacrifices for success in the music industry. And the reason I say this is because my mother, Irene Janowski, is a satanic witch. She's tried to poison me to get access to my music. And I'm wondering, like, if you're a person who, you know, is a straight shooter, thinks straight, is not willing to play this game and dumb down your music just to make money, how do you overcome that and get beyond that control that they have? And I mean, if people are willing to do that, how do you actually go about overcoming that? Because I've been trying to for years, and I really have not.
Well, it's hard. It's a struggle, and all of us that are independent, you know, have a very difficult time, and we have to keep staying at it until success comes. So, for example, you called it the music industry. It's an oxymoron. Music can't be an industry, but that's what it's become. Just like food can't be an industry, but that's what it's become. So if you take the eggs from the Auschwitz farms that just returned 300, they had to recall 500 million, and compare it, you know, to Mary's Happy Egg Farm over here, you know, you could see the difference in the quality. So the quality is not going to happen through the industry. And now with the Internet, the reality is that, yes, you can break through on your own. And it also comes back to going back to the old way. Remember when the big bands used to be on the road 300 days out of the year? So you're going to start seeing more and more of those little venues open up. And it's going to be difficult. It's never easy. It's only easy when you're a member of the White Shoe Boy Club, Harvard, Princeton, Yale. The rest of us, we have to work to get there.
Thanks for the call. Yeah, I mean, I call the music industry the Babylon system. I mean, talk about thrill of the thuggish. Some of this trash that's being fed to our young people via this industry, as you rightly called it, is, you know, Lady Gaga and so forth, is just shocking to behold. We're going to go to Steve in Florida. Steve, you're talking to Gerald Celente. Go ahead.
How you doing, Gerald? I was wondering how you see silver in the next 2 years. You see it going up?
Well, you know, silver's not one of my strong points. I'm more solid into gold and have been since the late 70s. However, from everything we see, silver looks real